So I've had the SANWEAR GT for about maybe 7 or 8 months, and I thought it's time to do a long-term report on this. Now, to be very honest with you, I've not used it every day. I have used it on and off, and I just decided to revisit it a little more in depth over the last few days. And I have to say, it's a very impressive piece of tech, not only for its sound and design, but also the fact that SANWEAR is actually updating stuff over time. So I did go into the app recently only to realize that they've really leveled it up. It's a lot more detailed. There's a lot more going on. It's easier to use than when it was when I did review it about 7 or 8 months ago. So anyway, coming to the build, well, as expected, this does have a glossy finish. So it does have a few scratches and scuffs on it. Now, this is expected with a glossy finish. I think they do have options where you don't get a glossy sort of finish on it, but I think specifically the GT variant does have this finish, so that is something to keep in mind. I'm not a fan of it because as premium as these earphones are, within a few months or a few weeks, showing those scuffs and scratches, it robs you of that premium feeling, but the design does carry that feeling on, of course. It's pretty cool. You do have light stuff on it that you can play around with, which is also fun. But coming to the app, let me just quickly show you the app. So when you go into the app, you do have to connect the case to it. So you just have to drag it down like this. I'm showing you on the screen over here. And this is how it shows up. It's pretty cool. It didn't look this cool to me, at least back then, unless I've completely forgotten it. But what's cool is here you can see the battery levels, of course, of the left and right earphones. You do have this the different spatial audio modes that you can go into. So right now it's on music mode, which is more stereo. But then you go into combat, which is more a game mode, and you do have a movie mode. Now, the movie mode does certainly get a little louder with more bass. This does have a lot of bass by itself, but you do have these three modes you can choose from. And the movie mode being, I think, the most expansive sounding for a set of sort of earphones. Having the stage that this does is amazing. But I will get into the sound in a second. And then, of course, over here you have the startup mode. Right now it's selected to Bluetooth, but you can switch it over to SANSync. SANSync is when you can plug in the case directly to your PS or your Steam Deck. In my case, I do connect it to the Steam Deck, and it gets a lot quicker in its overall response time. And then, of course, you can switch the lights on and off if you want. You can sort of play around with all sorts of different things you want to over here. It's kind of cool. Yeah, so it'll change on the earphones as well. And I think you can play around with, how long you want the light to show for, which is also pretty cool. It's neat that they've got stuff like this going on. And then, of course, you can disconnect it over here. Now, this is an avatar I've made. You'll have to log into the app. That's one thing to keep in mind. You have to log into the app if you want to get this avatar and a few more features. And then, of course, when you go into this mode, I have put it on the latest firmware update. In fact, I just updated it just yesterday. And of course, when you move on to this mode, you can play around with the different modes. So the movie mode, like I mentioned, is the most expansive. I don't think you can play around with this at all. Combat mode, and then music mode, you do have the option to play around with the EQ. Only give you 3 bands to play with. So this is something to keep in mind. It's not too expansive, but I remember when I first reviewed it several months ago, this wasn't too sort of effective. It wasn't doing too much, but now after they've updated the app and the earphones, it's a lot more precise. I remember it used to be a little bit muffled when you played around with the EQ, but not anymore. They've very evidently worked on this quite well, I must say. And then moving on, you do have the various gestures, which is quite cool. And I think, I don't know why they've not mentioned this, but this does have volume control as well. When you do press and hold, I think that's a standard feature. It's not something you can select, but you can do that. And then, of course, that's everything you need to know. Basically, when it comes to the app, you select whichever earphone you want. Why isn't it shifting? It just shifted yesterday when I tried it. But yeah, you can customize left and right earphones, of course, from here. And this just goes more in depth into the app if you do want to figure out a lot more stuff. It's pretty cool. The details that it has now is a lot more than it was a while ago. So it's nice to see that they've really expanded the app when it comes to user interface. These earphones do not come with active noise cancelling. So if you are planning on getting a set of earphones that do that, this doesn't do that. But what I will say is that passively, it does a very good job with isolation, especially once you get the correct ear tip on. And getting the correct ear tip on is crucial with these earphones if you want spatial audio to function the way it has to. If you have any sound leakage, it's not going to function the way it has to. So I'd say spatial audio wise, it does pretty well, but I'll get to the sound. But again, the passive isolation is pretty good, where I've not felt the need of having ANC, of course. Now it does have environmental noise cancelling, of course. Now I have done the demo in the original review, so I'll link that down below. You can head on over to that review if you want to know how the microphones will sound and carry over your voice over to your recipients. It does a pretty good job, but it's best if you be the judge of it, since you are planning on buying these. And moving on to the sound, well, when it comes to the overall sound, well, this is where it gets pretty spectacular. The main feature of these earphones is, of course, is spatial audio. So your soundstage, your imaging is kind of top notch when it comes to wireless earphones. So much so, I've been reviewing a whole bunch of earphones that cost, maybe 5,000-6,000 rupees worth, which is maybe $50-$60 up to $90 worth. This sits in the $300 price range for a reason. I think it's because of the technology they've implemented. For that matter, even the driver is not a standard dynamic driver that you see. In fact, it's a very differently designed one. And this is proof that you don't need a large driver for heavy bass, because this does have a tiny little 8mm driver. You'd think you'd need a 12mm or a 10mm to push out significant sub-lows. Not with this. That 8mm is able to push out sub-lows almost like you've got a subwoofer in the room. It's genuinely a very good performer on the lower frequencies. When it comes to its imaging, it's surprisingly very crisp. It's very sharp. It's very well detailed. It does not cut through your ear. It's not aggressive in the sense where you won't be able to listen to this for over 20 or 30 minutes. It is supple yet aggressive in its own delivery. So it's not going to, push at your ear with a sense of aggression where it's going to start causing you any pain or discomfort. It does have very slightly rounded edges when it comes to its delivery with imaging. So it's very easy to place instruments if you're listening to music, or if you're gaming, footsteps, movement of anything around you. It's pretty spectacular the way it does it. Soundstage wise, it is surprisingly expansive. So most earphones tend to have this little bubble within your head, but this does step out a little bit more. So you can sense that sounds are coming from away from you. I've played a few games on my Steam Deck with this, and it's been good fun, because I wouldn't say it's exactly like open back headphones. Open back headphones definitely do give you a more prominent, significantly larger bubble with something's coming from much further away. This gets sort of almost there, where it's maybe, in some cases, maybe a foot and a half out, but very rarely. But it does sit more out of your head than in it. So I think for staging wise, for games, movie watching, it's definitely a lot of fun. Highs, mids and lows, I think, well, it's not exactly balanced, but there are definitely elevated highs and elevated subs in the sub-low region. The bass is more than energetic enough. It's not, bloated, where a lot of brands tend to do. And thanks to the tuning they've done, it maintains that detail and imaging across the board. But where it is surprisingly enjoyable to use is in the higher frequencies, because there's a lot of sparkle there. There's a lot of very cleanly delivered detail that is not going to be aggressive or cause fatigue again. So they've definitely tuned it very tastefully. But it's the sub-lows that I find very surprising. The sub-lows is where you wouldn't expect these to do, especially if you read it on paper. In the sense, if you read that it's got an 8mm driver, you're going to straight away shoot it down and say, hey, is it not going to give me the bass I want? But this does. It definitely does. For that matter, I'm not a bass enthusiast, but I can see a bass enthusiast listening to this and being surprised that it's able to get that extension that it does down in the lows. In fact, so much so, I'm not too much of a fan how it sounds because of how enthusiastic it is. But the fact that it's able to push those sub-low frequencies as aggressively as it can without sounding bloated and without interfering with details says, they've put in a lot of research and tech into how these sound. So yeah, if you are still looking for a set of earphones that you want good spatial audio for, especially for gaming, there are a lot of people who have started using this even for competitive gaming. So I think a lot of people are going to like this, especially this GT variant, because this is exclusively made with gaming in mind. They do have different models. You can of course check out what they have on their website. I will leave the link down below, of course, if you are interested in these. And of course, if you do want to buy these, well, this does go for a solid $300 US. That translates to about 26,000 - 27,000 rupees here in India. Is it worth it? Well, I'd say if you are wanting to invest in something that will help you with your gaming experience, or you want to experience the whole spatial audio stuff, especially if you have access to spatial audio like Apple Music and all are catering to that as well. It does spatial audio very well. It's not a gimmick. There are some brands that do or have a very gimmicky approach to it. Not these guys. They've pretty much nailed it on the head. So anyway, that's my long-term report on the SANWEAR GT, and I think it's definitely a very good set of earphones to go to if you are looking for these specifics. And I do hope that this video has given you a better understanding for these earphones. And of course, I do hope that it will help you with some sort of purchase decision. If you would like to help support the channel, I'm sure you know exactly how to. But of course, thank you for tuning in for some sound advice.